I'm Dina Kimball. I'm president and CEO at Royal Electric Company. Royal Electric performs complex electrical construction projects throughout the country. We build airfields in many different states, and from Texas West, we also build multifamily, schools, medical office buildings, commercial, industrial projects.
I'm Mark Marcelli. I'm the logistics manager at Royal Electric. Got 450 assets that we manage right now.
As we've grown into several states and with so many market areas, we needed to better utilize technology to help us dispatch, track, maintain, and really assess profitability of our equipment fleet. We had to rely on our crews to accurately report utilization, and we didn't have a way to verify if that data was true. So if something was forgotten on a time card or not marked as being utilized that day, we really had no way to true up or test if that data was accurate.
Utilization is a big one for me, finding out the hours. I think that's the biggest return we're going to get. If we've now implemented utilization out of Tenna, so now we're confirming what their hours are, what they're putting down to what Tenna is showing for their utilization by every week. We're charging them back for the hours that aren't showing up. Well, there was a 32% missed hours that weren't being reported on a daily basis. It was basically a $35,000 miss in revenue every week that we weren't getting. When I started pulling the initial reports, we had trucks with 140 hours of idling in a month, which that's like all week you're just idling. The cost savings from the idle time plus the extra hours that we were actually getting rental fees now, that's going to help our return on our investment. That's what's going to drive our profit. It's going to be like 1.5, 1.7 million over a year is what we'll get back in revenue that we weren't getting.
My name's John. I'm the equipment service administrator. Working with Tenna and Spectrum integration, we're able to use Tenna's source and put our rentals on the projects, entering the rental information and applying it on the project, and then sending a report out that will show what rentals are based on that project.
We also didn't have a way to locate missing equipment. So if things weren't showing up on utilization reports, we had to make a lot of phone calls to see if anybody had seen a particular vehicle or trailer, and sometimes we never found them. Originally, we started with a smaller pool of assets, but it's been so effective that we made the decision almost right away to deploy Tenna trackers on all of our fleet and assets.
I know the value of having trackers on our vehicles. We got alert Sunday morning for our Dallas yard that a truck had left the yard. So I called the superintendent up. Said, you have anybody working today? No. I said, well, you got trucks leaving the yard right now. He was driving, I was tracking it on Tenna, following it, and they had a trailer. It had $30,000 worth of wire on it. They had dumped the trailer kind of in the bushes, kept driving, and then he found the pickup another 25 minutes after that. We had both of our pieces of property back, no damages. The truck was probably 70, 75,000, and then the wire in the trailer, another 50, so about $120,000. And within an hour after we saw the alert went off, we had it all back. That was pretty good.
One of the biggest benefits that I saw from using the Tenna software was the driver scorecards.
We need to make sure we're driving safely. You're driving a company vehicle, Royal logo you're driving.
So when we first implemented driver scorecards to monitor how our fleet was being used on the road, we had several failing grades every month. And we were able to get that down all A's and B's really quickly.
Their driving behavior's changed. It's a culture now. It's not a gotcha, it's how do we improve our scores.
We think about it as just helping us be efficient managing a fleet, but when you think about driver safety and compliance and all of these other things that we deal with on a daily basis, it's a no-brainer to implement in any construction company. How do you even identify what that's saving in both fuel efficiency but also potential claims or liabilities? I'm really proud of what we've been able to do with driver safety based on using Tenna information. It's giving us the data that we need to really manage the ROI on our fleet. One of the other main things that I was looking for when I was choosing a program was it had to make our field users' jobs easier. We couldn't implement something that added to the burden that they already have on the job site. And I found that the Tenna platform was very easy for them to use and made their lives more efficient. As CEO, my job is to make sure that our teams have the training and the resources and the technology that they need to be super efficient at their jobs, and so they can enjoy doing the work that they do. And so Tenna has really done that for our company with regard to our equipment fleet. So now not only do I know that all of the field operations and our mechanics have real-time access to the data that they need and can dispatch efficiently, maintain efficiently, report efficiently, and do compliance efficiently. One of the main pain points that we had prior to using Tenna was that all of our equipment dispatches had to run through one person, and we were really relying on that one person to be present all of the time and to remember where everything is, and we just couldn't grow and scale that way.
I kind of just start the day out with running a report, who has assets assigned to them, and look at the utilization, set that up for the week, and then I'll look at requests for equipment. In the mornings, we use Tenna's request dispatch. Helps the guys look for what they're exactly needing. If it's a multitude of equipment, line it all up and set out with our main driver on what he'll be taking, depending on how much equipment was requested. Try to circulate the equipment and see the hours, and then use the preventative maintenance through Tenna's system, and then see if we can either get the equipment that has the rate of utilization in hours to come back to the shop and see if we have to do any repairs or servicing it and recycle everything out.
So what the maintenance helped us do is we're not behind on any of our maintenance on our vehicles or our inspections. From California, 90-day bid inspections, you need to do them every 90 days. We were behind what we should have. Now we don't miss any, because Larry, who's my shop manager, he knows 30 days before when it's due. We'll do the bid inspection while the truck's in the shop getting something else done to it. But we're not missing any of our inspections on any of our equipment, which helps on the maintenance, because now we're making sure oil changes are done. We're gonna have less downtime because equipment's being prepped the way it's supposed to be taken care of. My mechanics are all end users of the product. We got time cards for my mechanics, all go through Tenna.
One of the biggest reasons I chose Tenna was because of the people. I could see from their involvement in the industry how much they cared about the customer experience and how they were really trying to not only support the industry as a whole, but also to get our perspective so that they could design their platform around the actual pain points that we were experiencing as contractors. It was really important that Tenna started as a platform within a construction company, designed from the ground up for the contractor's needs versus as a technology company trying to solve a contractor's problem. That's really helped us as we've implemented the platform, because they understand how difficult that can be, and they've really held our hand the whole way through it to make sure that we're really getting the best value out of our Tenna software. So I think Tenna implementation has been a huge success for us beyond what we even imagined. I would tell any CEO of a construction company that Tenna is something that will immediately help them in ways that they don't even think of originally.